Hey everybody, welcome. It's another Sunday Craft Afternoon with Dawn here in the Chalet Studios. Today is Sunday, May the 17th, 2026. And this is number, I think it's 236, I believe. Let me double check that now. It's pretty crazy. I like the fact that I can lose track. Yes, it's number 236 as far as lives. So if you look for this later, that's what you're going to want to look for on YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I am where I'm supposed to be. And as you find me in your news feed, go ahead and say hello. I think I jumped on here just a couple of minutes early. I'm kind of a rebel like that. Let's see here. Oh, great. Yes, I'm where I need to be. This is good. We're starting out really well. Anyway, welcome. And if you have happened to find me in your news feed on accident or on YouTube on accident as a replay, I welcome you. Go ahead and leave a comment and let me know that you were here. Today's going to be a lot of fun. We're working with a bundle called All Aflutter. Hi, Evelyn. Happy Sunday Craft Afternoon. First and foremost, before we do get started and all the routine of all the things, right? We always start out with just chatting a little bit about what's happening at the chalet, Stampin' Up! World, all that good stuff. I just wanted to take a moment for those of you who are local and watch me here. I want to thank you very, 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 very much for yesterday at the BOGO event. It was a huge success. And I think I have post-BOGO hangover. I'm just so tired today. And, you know, a lot of people don't realize what happens behind the scenes with that. But I enjoy it. I totally enjoy it. I'm not complaining in the least. And it was a really good time. It was fun to see everybody shop. Yeah, it was amazing. So thank you to everybody who was there. Help support me. It does not go unnoticed. So I am just speechless, kind of. It was amazing, but thank you very, very much. Okay, we're going to go ahead. We're going to jump in. First of all, if you're not part of my newsletter, or if you happen to be new, want to know what's going on here, go ahead and open up the camera on your smartphone, and the camera will read this QR code, and it will take you right where you need to go. It takes about 30 seconds to sign up for my newsletter. Oh, I'm glad you had fun, Evelyn. It was so good to see you, and you looked very snazzy last night. I think you and the mister need to dress up more often. He needs to take you out to dinner and stuff like that. You guys look good. Anywho, okay. So also, if you're wanting to shop my online store, if you see some things that you would like to grab up, as long as this, sometimes it gets lost in the shuffle on the table here, but I try to keep it so it's always accessible. This is a link to my online store. Then this is a link that we'll talk about in just a couple more minutes, where you can check out how to get a discount on all your goodies. But actually, it's not just the discount, it's the community. We'll talk a little bit about that more in a minute. But anyway, just so you know what those links are, we're going to keep them right there for you guys. Yes, you tell him that he needs to wine and dine you. And you guys go out dressed up like that. You, like I said, you looked really nice. All right. As far as other places where you can find me, of course, if you find me here on Facebook, welcome. This is my Facebook page. I also have a blog, which is dawnscreativechalet.com. There is where I post the projects that we do each week and all the information about all the things related to the products and everything that's happening, as far as promotions with Stampin' Up, things with the chalet, that kind of thing. So make sure to pop over there as well. And if you'd like, go ahead and leave me a comment over there if you'd like to. And also my YouTube channel, which is another pretty important link, because in case you need to take off, Facebook only keeps the Facebook Lives around for 30 days. But you guys are going to see that obviously I also post the YouTube link so you can watch it after the how do I want to put it? The Facebook Live dissolves, gets yanked. They take it off, they remove it. Facebook is funny. I tell you, it's a wonderful and very frustrating thing. Oh my goodness. Hello, Jeanne from Oregon. It's great to see you. Thank you for hopping on here once again. I love it that you're here. So go ahead and check out my blog, which is dawnscreativechalet.com, and then my YouTube channel, which is Dawn's Creative Chalet. I kind of noticed a trend here. So go ahead and make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell. It'll give you notifications for everything that we're doing over on YouTube as well. You know, I'm not the most techie person in the world. I might look like it, but I'm not. If I fake it really well, this is a good thing. But anyway, so I'm impressed with the fact that I can even figure this stuff out. It's kind of funny, actually. I got to laugh at myself. Also, as far as if you are local, we just had class on Thursday. I had to think about that. Yes, we had class on Thursday. In fact, these are the cards that we did on Thursday. So basically, this is a free class for all of you. But if you see anything that, like I said, that you'd like to purchase, go ahead and, of course, feel free to shop my online store. I do give some PDFs when you shop with me. So we'll get into that in a couple minutes as well. As far as upcoming things, we have the May product class coming up on the 28th of this month. And it's all about the Bloom Boutique. So we're going to work with all the brand new, beautiful in colors. Ooh, I love them so much. And then, as we get into June, isn't this crazy? Like every month, I swear, it goes so fast. It's crazy. So June is Sip and Stamp over at the Starbucks here in Ludington, Michigan from noon until 2 on June 5th, Friday, June 5th. It's a couple of hours of fun. You can hang out for the entire time or just drop in for a quick card, but it's a free make and take. So you get to make a card, and maybe make some new friends, bring a friend with you. The more the merrier, right? We love having people at our craft table. That's what I always say. So anyway, that's coming up on June 5th. And then as we get into June for Creative Card class, we're going to focus on Splash and Relax, which is a really fun bundle and very appropriate for summer. And then as we get into the end of June, we also have a product class featuring Scenic Coast. And for those of you that don't know, that may be new, I'm located right here. Yes, I'm in Michigan, and we always use the hand map. So I'm at your pinky knuckle right alongside the lakeshore along Lake Michigan. So if you've seen the Scenic Coast suite of product, that is definitely what we see all summer when the sun sets. They're beautiful sunsets. So yeah, all the water stuff, water retreat or something like that, the Scenic Coast, like all of that, I just love because it's close to me and my heart and where I live and all that stuff, all the water stuff. I also wanted to go ahead and just pass this by you guys again. So we're having a join special right now. And I always... the join special is good, but it's what's beyond the join special, quite honestly. But first of all, I'm just going to lay it out really quick. What is it? So they're giving us an opportunity to join and giving us the 5 new in color ink pads in the new, I don't want to say formulation. That's not the word I'm looking for, but design. The new design of the ink pad. They are now magnetic. They're super easy to open. And we only have the new ink pad design in the 5 new in colors. And if you're not part of the Stampin' Up! World as far as a demonstrator, you can grab these up for free through the end of this month. They're normally $14 each, so that would be $70, and you're going to get them for free and still be able to purchase the kit. I call it the Ultimate Bundle, the starter kit, for $99 and choose $125 a product. But let's say you've already purchased these stamp pads because they've been available since the 5th to be able to purchase them as far as customers go. And if you've already purchased them, then you can choose to go ahead and get the additional $35 of product. So you can choose $160 of product for $99 and receive free shipping. And I also heard that Stampin' Up! Is now, after you've been part of the family for a couple of months, they're going to be sending a coupon to you for half off your first paper pumpkin kit, or a paper pumpkin kit, which I think is pretty cool. Because a lot of people may not know what paper pumpkin's all about. But honestly, getting back to this here, as far as purchasing the kit, you know, you guys, I love the deal, right? And honestly, if you were to ask me which is the better bang for your buck, I would say choosing the ink pads. If you haven't already gotten them, make sure to do it, because you're going to love the new colors. They're beautiful, and they stick around for 2 years. They're the brand new design, which I think is pretty cool. I love that they're magnetic and they kind of just hang together. I mean, if I were to pick them up, yeah, they're going to fall. It's not that strong of a magnet, but if you're stacking them on your table, they stay in place, which I really love. It's not that avalanche on my craft table, because my craft table is big, but it's not as big as I'd love it to be, right? Of course, we all say that. We need more room on our craft table. But honestly, there's much more to this than just getting a really good deal, which it is, but it's also about the community. The Chalet Stampers, we're more of a smaller, warm, welcoming community of crafting friends. We're not a huge team, but we're not tiny. So I always say, make a smart decision when you join. Do you want to be part of something really big, you know, or do you want to be part of something a little bit smaller? Everybody has, I don't know, you know, your own, just like anything else that you purchase, right? And what fits you best, that comfortable pair of shoes. But honestly, most of my team are hobby demonstrators who join for the discount, the inspiration, the creativity, and the friendships. And if you really look at things, actually about 10% of the 50,000 plus demonstrators globally are are 10% are business demonstrators. The rest of the 50,000 plus demonstrators are hobbyists. So when someone says, I'm just a hobbyist, I just really wanted the discount, don't degrade yourself, because 90% of the demonstrators people who join Stampin' Up! Become then a demonstrator, are the majority, right? So it's not a requirement to do this as a business at all. But honestly, I love the fact, and I joined because of the friendships. And that's what would make it hard for me to leave, is to not be connected to those friendships. And I've been a part of this I'm on my 16th year. I never would have thought I would have been around doing this for 16. And I mean, not that I don't love my hobby. I mean, as far as being a demonstrator, but I love it. And honestly, I love to hoard things. No, I'm not a hoarder. That's not a good word. I'm a collector of crafting products, and I can't stop. So I need a discount. There we go. That's better. That's my sassy self. Anyway, you guys know, you know. But with that being said, there's a lot of cool things that our team does, like creative challenges, swaps, Zoom gatherings, team events. We're having an upcoming picnic. And, you know, if somebody wanted to grow a business, that's great. I'm here to help them and cheer them on. But honestly, it's not a requirement. It definitely is not, obviously. And what else did I want to tell you about this before I stop? Because I could chant for hours about this, you guys. I truly in my heart feel that if you're buying Stampin' Up! Product, and if you're not already a demonstrator, you should be. Because you could just enjoy the discount on the goodies. And honestly, this Tuesday, we're having pre-order for July online exclusives as demonstrators. So if you wanted to join on Tuesday, you could also put pre-order stuff that we're going to be able to pre-order into your kit. So, or get what you want, and then on Tuesday, if you become a demonstrator between now and Tuesday, you could then just go ahead and order some products that we're pre-ordering for July online exclusives. You get the hint? It's kind of cool. I love, honestly, the friendships and the sneak peeks and be able to order early. Like that's my gig. I love it. But anyway, I would love to have more of you around our craft table with the Chalet Stampers. So if you're thinking about it, you've been tossing it around, if you have any questions, just reach out to me. I'm here to help. And I'm pretty matter of fact about it, as you can honestly see. But anyway, so that's enough about that. Okay, also, if you decide to purchase some things in my online store, I have some fun things for you. So the magic number is 75. So when you reach the $75 mark, after you've already used any Stampin' Rewards and before shipping and tax, I have a little gift. So I'll send you the Fern and Flora Creative Card Collection video tutorial. There are 16 projects, complete, like I said, with video instruction, color photos, all the measurements, and this is free to you as a little gift from me. What's really cool, when you also hit the $75 mark, you can choose to purchase the product of the month. And I have that here. I'm kind of bouncing around a little, so I'm a little out of order. But, you know, that's okay, because my brain's a little out of order all the time. I don't know about you guys, but for me, yeah, definitely. So here is the May product of the month. It's a 12 by 12 pack of vellum, which is really cool. Isn't it beautiful? In fact, I'm going to try to see if I can do some fun things with this for next week's Facebook Live. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to try really hard. I really want to dig into this and use it. I've been so preoccupied with my BOGO event that I haven't been creating in the last week very much. So I'm feeling a little lost without playing with my paper. Also, if you decide you don't like that, or if you already have gotten it and you place another order, you have a chance to get a different product of the month. This is the other one I would highly suggest. It was for April. If it's still available, it's the Eyelet Blooms die. It's big, like the size of an A2 card. So it can fit on a card front, or you can cut it down, whatever you want to do with it. But it's beautiful. It's a very detailed die. But anyway, product of the month. Just make sure, and I say this every week, and I know you guys laugh, but don't do a Dawn if you have reached that point and you do want to purchase it for $5. Product of the month is always $5. But there's been a couple of times where I forgot to click on the button and actually add it. That was bad. I was really mad at myself. So if you are wanting it, make sure to hit the button and make sure it's in your cart before you check out. Because, yeah, it was really depressing. And they Stamp It Up, unfortunately, can't change that after you've clicked the submit order button. So if you want it, make sure it's in your cart before you check out. Also, if you decide to purchase the entire sweet collection of Silly Old Bear, i.e. Winnie the Pooh, I have another gift for you on top of the other tutorial, which is the Moonlit Flora. I will also have this available for you as well, which is the Creative Card Video Tutorial Collection. There are 10 projects with this. So if you purchase the entire Sweet Collection, you'll also receive this tutorial along with the Moonlit Flora tutorial. And it'll get you kick-started to make some really cute cards with that whole suite of product. And other than that, of course, the Silly Old Bear stuff, that's an online exclusive, so you won't find it in our catalog, but you will find it in my online store, along with all these other really pretty things. So, yeah, anyway, lots of good stuff, you guys. A lot of things happened on May 5th as far as the new catalog and new online exclusives. Oh, kits. I don't think, did I show you guys the kits last week that came out for May? Let me do that really quick, because I think I forgot about it. Then I almost forgot to show those who were here for class on Thursday. I was like, wait a minute, I gotta show those because they are so pretty. So the first one, which one is this? This is, oh, Pretty Party. This is Pretty Party. In fact, here are the item numbers for both of those. If you can read my writing, it's a little messy. But anyway, this is the Pretty Party kit. It is a kit that comes with a small set of stamps, an ink spot, Also has a block in case you're newer to stamping or you just like to collect these. I got a bunch of them. They also give you the embellishment and some dimensionals, which is one of my favorite things. But anyway, just to show you really quick, they're very blingy and I love them so much. I love the accents of gold specks, and the envelopes are also really pretty. Check those out. Love it. Pretty happy mail is always fun to receive, isn't it? And then there's this card here. And this card. So it makes 3 different designs, 3 of each. Oh, it's so festive. And I never would have thought, like, using fresh freesia, and I'm not sure which color this is. It looks like crisp cantaloupe, that it would go with Cajun Craze, right? But it does. It works out really well. Who would think? And that's what I love about Stampin' Up. They're always mixing and matching colors that I would never think of to do so, and they do, and it looks so good. So I like that. It gets me outside of my little comfortable box. And then this kit is the Scenic Scenes. I'll show you this one. This one as well has a stamp set, has a block, all the adhesives that you need, and the ink spot is gray granite. These things are so cute. I collect a whole bunch of these. I have a whole drawer full of these little ink spots. They're great for when you go traveling or if you camp, you know, that kind of thing. Go, I don't know, go visiting relatives for a while and you want to take a couple things to be creative with. Those are fun to pack a lot to take along with. But these are the Scenic Scenes cards. Makes 3 each of 3 different designs. The envelopes are even pretty. And here's the flap of it. Just kind of fun. I love them though. They're really, really, really pretty. They're like watercolor. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for in my little brain. And then there's this one here. So very cool, very fun. Easy enough to put together so a beginner could do these cards as well. And again, I love things like this. They're just... It's nice to be able to, for me to get a brain break with not having to create it all. They've already done all the work for me. And I kind of like that because as you guys know, I'm a lazy crafter. Okay, you guys ready to do a little bit of stamping? First of all, let's see here. Just to mention, I will have a recipe card available up above where you're watching right now after we're done. I'll also include this in my blog. There'll be a link for it. And also at the very, very bottom of my YouTube description. Once I'm done, about an hour after I'm done with my live, I load everything to my blog, to YouTube, all that fun stuff. So just to mention that, because sometimes I forget. And today we're working with All Aflutter. This is so much fun. Hi, Nancy. Happy Sunday crafternoon. No worries. Actually, perfect time because we're just going to start to craft right now. So you came at the perfect time. Perfect timing. So this bundle comes with a punch, which I love. Now, something I was showing at my class, because like I said, we did these same cards during my Thursday in-person class. What I did is and I think I showed this last Sunday, and the stamp was sticking to the glass mat. You know, that was a treat. Hi, Mary. Happy Sunday crafternoon. Anyway, so what I like to do with this type of thing so I can use the punch easily, because sometimes if you, how do I put this, when you stamp the image and then all of a sudden you're moving your punch around trying to get it to fit just right to be able to punch out your images. So what I did, this is about 2 1/4 inches, I believe, by like 4 inches, and it's just basically a template for me. Actually 2.5, because it's it's about the same width, I guess, as the punch. But anyway, by about 4 inches, this gives me room to be able to grab it at the top. And then I went ahead and just, boop, punched the butterflies, right? And I made sure that the paper was up against the inside end of the punch. So that way, when you are using your stamp set, which I'm going to show right here. Okay, so this is one of the two, designs of butterflies in the set. So there's also a bolder image, but we're going to use this one today. I seem to like this one better than this one. I don't know why, but I do. And then there's a solid image, which is basically for filling in your butterflies. And it matches perfectly to these two stamps. This is each one stamp. Pretty cool, right? So it makes being creative with the butterflies very easy. So anyway, I matched this going flush. Let me make sure you guys can see this to the bottom. So when I do my stamping, I just make sure I'm down to the bottom edge, and then I can just easily punch like an assembly line. Because sometimes if you're kind of all over the map with your butterflies, it might look really cool. But then if you're wanting to punch them out, then you have to sit there and take your scissors and trim, make sure it fits into the punch, all the things. So anyway, I just like to make, long story long, a guide, a template on how to set my stamps into place. And I'm going to do this again, but it's probably going to stick. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead, I line them up, and it's wanting to stick to the glass, but you get the hint. You get it, right? Anyway, so it's perfectly aligned. So when you use this to stamp it, you're golden. It's good to go. So that's what I've done with both of these. And let's get the first card that you guys, and by the way, I love the sentiments in this set. I just think that they're cute. And I just love punches because they're easy, right? They're just easy. And having the two-step stamping on this makes coloring like lickety-split, because I'm not the best at coloring. And I also lose my patience coloring. I don't know. I'm just not good at it. Anyway, okay, Dawn, let's get rolling. You guys know I talk too much. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, so here's the first card. By the way, the designer series paper that we're using, I should show you that because it's really cool. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find it really quick. That's not it. Oh, here it is. So that's the pack of designer series paper that we're using. This and this these two are my faves. I love them so much. It's called Everyday Essentials. It's 12 by 12. And it's kind of a mix and match. So it's supposed to be, it kind of matches a lot of different things with our mix and match ephemera packs, which are about halfway into the catalog. In fact, I have one where I just put my catalog. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. I want to show this to you guys because sometimes I just take for granted everybody just knows. Not everybody knows. And this stuff is kind of cool. I love it, but for a beginner as well, it would be perfect to dive into our paper crafting world using the ephemera, the mix and match, to make cards. Here it is, right there. So darn cute. Also using it for scrapbooking as well as card making. And all of the mix and match products are on page 70 if you happen to have the catalog in hand, or you can view it online. I think I've posted it a couple different times with the link, but if you need it, let me know and I can give you the link so you can look at it online. I'm one of those people, I like to look at it when it's all organized, right? But anyway, it's a lot of fun with these little ephemera packs of stuff. So easy crafting, which is what I like. Anyway, so that's what we're using today. Go ahead and grab all my bits and bobbles. I've done a bit of this in advance for you guys. But what I am going to do is I'm going to actually demonstrate the whole butterfly thing. So first of all, I'm using Memento Black. I know that we have a new hybrid ink pad, but honestly, I'm not really into it. It's not drying really well, and I really hate to guide somebody to purchase it if they may have a problem with it, and until I guess I can figure it out, yeah, I'm just kind of hesitating on that one. So I'm still going with my tried and true Memento Black. Oh, no worry at all, Nancy. No worries. Okay, let's see here. So I went ahead, stamped that, and then I want to color the butterflies. So I'm going to wipe this off here really quick. Oh, that's okay. You can always watch the replay afterwards. But I just gave a couple tips and tricks on using a punch. Things that you guys might know, but you never know. Somebody might not. And I always love the tips and the tricks that others give, right? It just, I don't know, makes things a little simpler when we share our tips and tricks together. Let me see. I'm going to get a scrap piece of paper because I want to stamp off. Why is it I have like oodles of paper, but yet I can't find a piece of paper, a scrap around here? I don't know. Go figure. I got a wall full of paper. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, this is the Lost Lagoon ink pad. And you could do this full strength if you wanted to, but I want it a little lighter. I want to make sure you can see the detail in the butterflies. So I'm just going to stamp off once because that would have been pretty dark. But if you like really dark, intense color in your butterflies, then I say go ahead and stamp it full strength. So we call this second generation stamping. And it just gives a lighter image of the ink onto your butterflies. So basically, one ink pad could actually be several colors of the same. So you have full strength, this is second generation, then you can have, well, that's really not much of anything. I was going to say third generation, but it's not even really showing on there. But this is something I like to do a lot, stamping off so it's not so intense. And like I said, you can see the detail in it. So we're going to go ahead, and because we had lined it up with our template, it is super easy to go ahead and line it up just like so and punch it. That easy peasy. All right. So we have our butterflies done, and then I also cut, oh no, I hope it's in here. Uh-oh, it might be in my, uh-oh, one moment. Let's see if we have, I always have extra bits and bobbles, I call them. Aha, I do. Saved. So when I do classes, I always cut extras of anything that you stamp onto. So in case somebody has an, you know, a little mishap, as I call it, I say, no problem. Look, I have another one magically right here just for you. Okay. We're going to go ahead and stamp friend on there. Whoops, I actually had two of them stuck together. They wanted to be friends. Okay. So I think we have all of our stamping done. So now we can assemble, and I'll give you guys some measurements here. Move that out of the way. Okay, first of all, bubble bath. 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4¼ inches. Then I have my liner inside the card, and this is cut at 4 by 5¼ I know I'm going to run out of adhesive here. I already have my refill handy, just in case. And again, this is the Now I even forgot it already. Everyday Essentials 12 by 12. This is one of the patterns in it. It looks like line paper like I used in school. Kind of cool. Here's the back side of it. So like I said, we're mixing and matching all these patterns together. Some people don't like this. They're kind of like, don't think so. I kind of dig it though. I think it's kind of fun to mix and match things. This, by the way, is 4 by 5 1/4. And then this is the other side of this. Isn't that pretty? And the flower pattern is 2.5 by 4 inches. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put it over towards the left side. So basically, I think this was a sketch that I found on Pinterest, and I'm using it a lot. I really like it because this is kind of hodgepodge, but yet I don't know, it works. And then this is another pattern in that pack, and it's very, very subtle, and not all of it even have that marking on it. It's just kind of random. Anyway, so this is 3 inches by 2 inches. And honestly, you could use this side too and it would work. But I'm going to put it right about here-ish. That looks good. And then this is the largest square in the stylish, oh my goodness, I use these all the time. My mind just went zap. Stylish Shapes dies. And they have that cute little stitching around the edge. And I just thought it'd be fun to help for a focal point on the card. And so I cut out this basic white piece with the Stylish Shapes. We're going to go ahead and pop it up with dimensionals. Ooh, look at that. A brand new sheet of dimensionals. Makes me so happy. All right. How many of you guys, I think I've asked this before, how many of you start from the edge with your dimensionals and how many just dive in right to the middle? So the trick is that you have extra on top so you have something to hold on. Yeah, so what I did, Nancy, let me show you really quick. Where did it go? I have my little sample. Here we go. So I made a little template because this is very specific to work with the stamp set. So I went ahead, I just took, this is like 2.5 by 4. This way gives you some room to grab it. You know, I guess you can make it smaller, but I'm just kind of, I don't know, sometimes I have an issue with grabbing things. So I made it long enough and I just go ahead and I punch it. I make sure it hits all the way to the back side of the punch and punch it. And because the stamps are set up to fit the punch, kind of like what I did last week when the stamps were sticking to the glass mat. I know some of you were here for that. That was kind of funny. So yeah, so this way you can arrange by putting your stamp into the stencil, so to speak, or yeah, and then go ahead and put your stamp then onto the block so it matches perfectly with your punch, which is very cool because then it just, I don't know, I just feel like it's quicker and it lines up with the punch so you don't have to sit there and cut your paper and monkey with all that. It's just, for me, it's a little bit of a shortcut, I guess you want to call it that, basically. Yeah. Okay. Evelyn says, just random. Nancy says, the edge. All right, you're my people. I just find it fun just to see. Some people do. They just kind of grab from the middle. They don't care. Other people like to, yeah. I'm one of those really weird people. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I want this off the edge just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a mini glue dot, or not glue dot, dimensional. Grab that little guy, and I'm going to put it on the edge on the left, just to make sure that it's not kittywampus. That's that new technical term here in this crafty world, kittywampus. And I also want my multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm just going to put just a little bit there, make sure it'll stay in place. Whoops, it wanted to stick right to me. And there we go. Now it's flush that way because we bumped this up with dimensionals. And then, of course, we needed more dimensionals on our butterflies because that's just the way I roll. So we'll put this one here. That one looks good there. Oh, let's put that one there. All right. And then, got to have bling, right? So these are the basic rhinestone jewels. See if I can grab these up because, you know, me and my fake nails, they're pretty, but they're not very functional. Oops. Uh-oh. Get over here, little guy. Come on over. Oh, man. So it's kind of funny in class last Thursday. One of the gals dropped a rhinestone and she was really worried about finding it. I'm like, don't worry about it. Just grab another, right? Because it's only a rhinestone. We don't fret about things like that. And I said to her, I said, normally what happens with me when something like gets misplaced, because a lot of times like I'll peel off something with dimensionals that ends up on my sleeve or on my upper. Well, you guys get the idea, but on the front of me or something, but it gets stuck somewhere else. Anyway, it ended up being on her shirt. But I told her, I says, what's going to happen is you're going to go home and then her husband's going to say, you got something really sparkly on your sweater. I'm like, it happens every time. But she did end up finding it. It was on her sweater. But anyway, just kind of a fun, you know, it happens, right? We get each other. So that's card number 1. Here is card number 2. Sorry for the glare. I already had them in my clear envelopes here. Okay, so this was another sketch, another fun one. Grab my little cheat sheet here. So I'm using Lost Lagoon. Like, I haven't used Lost Lagoon in a while. And this is another cool thing about Stampin' Up. They'll start to pull out colors that I haven't used in a while. I'm like, oh, I forgot how much I like that color, right? You are very welcome, Nancy. Okay, so I cut the Lost Lagoon at 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. Then I have the liner for my card. This is 4 by 5 1/4. Can you see how I hesitated there? It happens. Brain hiccups. I'll call them that. That's the more polite way to call it, right? On a live. And then this piece here is 2 by 5.5. Here's the back side of it, but I love stripes. And I think I'm going to use my multi-purpose liquid glue on this one. How many of you guys on your craft table bounce between these two, the multi-purpose and then the seal? I have no rhyme or reason for the most part, unless it's something small, then I am grabbing the multi-purpose glue now. But otherwise, I kind of mix it up. I have no rhyme or reason. I just keep grabbing, and half of it's with multi-purpose glue and the other half with seal. This is a piece of bubble bath, and it is cut at 1/4 inch by 5.5. Oh, I just did something I was just telling the girls at class not to do. Okay. Anyway, we're going to do this a little different. So, if I would have stopped talking, I would have realized what I did. I can actually maybe, but I'm not going to. Yeah. So what I did on this card, I just put adhesive on the top, one side, and the bottom. So it gave this piece enough room to stick into place, right? Because there wasn't glue on this side. But I accidentally glued it. So we're just going to do something a little bit different. We'll see if this works. No matter what, whoever gets the card is going to be thankful that they got a beautiful handmade card and they would never know otherwise. You know, the seal, the seal glue, it does have, I call it a little learning curve. Some people get very frustrated with it, and I get it. But multi-purpose liquid glue is easier to use, I think, in some respects. I've also tried to use the Seal Plus because some people said try that. You might have more success with that. And I really don't like the Seal Plus. I think it's really good for things like 3D projects because it's super strong glue. But yeah, I won't use it too often because it sticks to everything. Everything. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and again, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I stamp. Whoa, okay. I thought maybe I smudged it. I'm going to go ahead and keep my block even with the bottom of the paper because we used our template. I'm going to stamp those butterflies. I'm going to keep them black and white for this card. I mean, if you wanted to, you could fill it in. Use the other stamp for the two-step stamping or color with blends if you wanted to. But we're going to keep it pretty simple. And I also need to stamp this stuff too. So this little piece is, I think it's like 1 1/4 by about 5/8. And it's going to fit friend inside there. Just like so. And then I have this other strip of basic white, and this is cut at 3 inches by 1/2. And I'm going to use Thinking of You Today. Right about like so. Be careful not to rock your stamp and not give it too much pressure, but just enough. Kind of like Goldilocks, right? Just right. I'm going to go ahead and clean that off really quick. Okay. So now, punch these little critters out. And again, because you use the template, you don't have to sit there and really work it for your butterflies. Punch it. Okay, now we can go ahead and assemble the rest of our card. Again, I'm going to put these butterflies on with some dimensionals. Whoops. There we go. I know, Jan, isn't this designer series paper, when I first seen it, I was like, yeah, you know, I mean, and then once I got it, of course, just like every designer series paper, it's funny because it always looks so much better in person than what it had. Oh, actually, I didn't use these two. So we're going to put butterflies on the back of my hand. I mean, we could add the butterflies to it. I just used one. But yeah, our papers, I think, are just so much better when you're able to look at them in person. It's hard to photograph our paper for sure. I totally get that. And I know the photographers that Stampin' Up! Try their hardest. But again, no matter what, it's always better to see them in person. And I love the mix of the patterns that they've given us. Okay, I did a bow in advance with linen thread, so you guys didn't have to see me suffer through making a bow. All right, and I'm going to stick it right about here, and of course bring our bling back in. And I tell you what, he's a bigger butterfly. I'm going to give him a big old bling on there. Ooh, isn't that pretty? And then we'll go ahead and let's do this. I'm going to add a bigger bling here and then a baby bling if I can grab it. Oh my gosh, seriously. There we go. Right like that. And there's card number 2. So these sketches, you guys, you could use with a multitude of different patterns as well, which I love. I will resort to these again and again. You'll probably see me repeat these sketches multitude of times. Okay, we're on card number 3. Love it. And these are my 2 favorite patterns right here together. Make sure I got everything out of my envelope. Let's see. So I'm using for my card base, basic white thick cardstock. Cut it 8.5 by 5.5 and scored it 4 1/4. Because it is white, I'm not going to put a liner in it, but you could. And then I have a piece of Misty Moonlight, which is 4 by 5 1/4 that we're going to layer on top. And let me get the rest of my measurements here. Oh, this is for the butterflies. I was like, what is this for? That's right, because I stamped them in black on Darling Duckling. I haven't used this color much either. And this is our in color that's carried over for 1 more year. Also, I cut from the Stylish Shapes a circle with the bubble bath. Of course, I have my bow. And then our designer series paper. So the floral is 3 by 3. That's the back side of it. This is 3 by 3. And then the gingham is 1 by 4. So we're going to go ahead and assemble these little guys, and we'll punch out the butterflies because they can be added last. So again, Misty Moonlight is 5 1/4 by 4. And then we have our 3 by 3 square. And we're going to put it right about here-ish, I think. Yeah, that looks good. And then our 1 by 4 piece. There's the opposite side. And I'm going to put this along the edge of that 3 by 3 piece. Just like that. And then let's do some stamping. So I'm going to use, let's see here, Misty Moonlight. In fact, you know what? I think I'm going to try it with the butterflies. It might look a little weird that I'm stamping on Darling Duckling, but we're going to try it. Why not? I feel saucy today. You guys feel saucy with me? Okay, this is Fluttering By to Say Hi. Let's stamp it in the middle-ish. Looks good. Okay. And my butterflies, where did you go? We're going to be experimental. And again. That's not too bad. I don't know. I kind of dig it. Different. All right. Punch these butterflies out. Again, lining them up. Here we go. That looks good. Okay. And again, grab my dimensionals. So what have you guys been up to this weekend? Did you do something fun? And how is the weather your way? I know here in Michigan, actually seen, I think it was actually 80 degrees yesterday. And for a Michigander, that's hot. Like, especially since it's been, like, we have roller coaster weather, I swear. It just randomly, you never know what you're going to get. It's like a mixed bag of nuts. And anyway, so when it finally does get warm, it, like, all of a sudden gets really warm. And then I'm thinking, holy hotcakes, Batman. It's like, where did this weather come from? Okay, I'm going to put this one here. And we'll put this one here. All right, and this I think we'll put on the edge of our circle. And I'm gonna grab it with this little guy. Come here. We're gonna put them right about there. And of course the bling. In fact, I don't think I put bling on my sample. How dare me not use bling? We'll use all the little guys, I think. you know what? And did you know with this cool little tool, just like magic, you now have a spatula. I'm going to try this side. I normally don't use it, but yeah, I'm kind of, but maybe it'll work better. We'll see. Instead of having you guys watch me struggle. It's a bling spatula. Is it finally warming up there? I hope so. Like, I am so craving summer. Last night it was so nice out. I decided I should have been in here working a little bit, but I was like, you know what? It is so nice outside. I'm just going to sit in the sun, and that's just what I did. I just closed my eyes and soaked in the sun for a little bit last night. Isn't that pretty? Love it. We have one more card for you guys. The cool thing about Michigan, too, in the summertime, because we are right on the edge of the central time zone, being along the Lake Michigan coastline, it stays dark here right now until about 9:30. And then midsummer, it's usually light outside till about 10 o'clock. It's pretty crazy. It's kind of cool, though. I love it. Myself, like I dig that. I love it light for a longer time period. So Evelyn says, I went to somebody's BOGO sale. You did? Huh. Yeah, I think I seen you there. You look familiar to me. So Evelyn, I'm going to put you on the spot since you are here. And Evelyn is on my team. She's been a part of my team for quite a while. And Evelyn, go ahead and share, why do you like being on our team? See, she didn't know I was going to ask her this. You be honest. Notice I said honest. Don't be nice, be honest. But anyway, so again, we're stamping the butterflies in Memento Black. And I'm going to use Darling Duckling to color them. And again, this is one of the reasons why I love the stamp set so much. We have this stamp for our two-step stamping. I'm going to bring in our scrap piece because I don't want it too dark, too intense. So I'm going to ink it. Oh, did you guys just see what I did? Yikes! I inked it on the wrong side of the stamp. Ooh, it's getting dangerous in here. That's not good. Don't do a Dawn. Don't do that. That's bad. Okay. We're going to go ahead, ink it up, stamp off once, and then bring it in, line it up. Nice thing about these photopolymer stamps, they're easy to line up. Oh, thank you so much, Nancy. That's so nice of you. Thank you. I'm glad that you do enjoy them. I like pretty things, but I want them simple. You know, simple's kind of a good thing for me. Okay. All right, so we have that. Oh, I need to do this little stamping too. I know this time I'm doing the stamping first. I'm bouncing around on you guys, aren't I? So this is going to say, you are so appreciated. This piece, by the way, I didn't give you any measurements yet. What is this? I have it written down. Well, it is here somewhere, I promise. I guess I didn't write it down. I think it's 1/2 inch that direction. Let's see, as far as length, 3 1/4 by 1/2 for our sentiment. And I did that in Lost Lagoon. So we'll do that, have all of our stamping out of the way. I got a goober on my block. I don't know what that came from. Holy cow, what is that? Oh, this is paper. I was thinking it was ink. I'm like, what in the heck? Okay. All right. Stamping is done. Now let's give you guys some measurements for this. First of all, this is, the card base is Lost Lagoon, cut at 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And then the inside is basic white, 4 by 5 1/4. Evelyn says, oh, I got to see it because she typed a whole bunch. Let's see here. Evelyn says, I joined for the discount because I send my cards. Whoops, whoops, whoops. 2 cards for soldiers. Definitely a hobby demonstrator, but the friendships and inspiration are a bonus. I agree, Evelyn. And all of those soldiers that are getting your beautiful cards, that's awesome. I love that. That's very special, really. What is the size of the paper again for the butterfly? Let's see here. So, whoops, where'd it go? Let's measure this little bugger. So I think it's like 2.5. Yep, 2.5 by 4 1/4. And you have some waste in there, but for me, I just love that I have something to hold on to. I mean, you could use this after if you have, I don't know, whatever else, stamping some more butterflies or that type of thing. But for me, it's just, like I said, being able to grab it, have control, putting it into the punch. Boop. Let's see here. And I don't know. You know what I mean? I just like to have that little handle there. That's what I'll call it, a little handle. Whoops. Oh. Oh no! What did I do? Oh my gosh, what did I do? So as you guys can see, oh, Dawn is having one of those moments. Okay, we're going to do this again. Holy cow. What in the heck did I do? Okay. Take 2. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. We'll try this again. Or if you need to, you can turn it over and restamp it and drop your ink pad covers. Wow, I'm a hot mess today. Okay, and let's bring back Darling Duckling, my scrap piece of paper. Sorry, guys. Holy moly. The good thing is this. You know this is live. I don't edit anything. It's real. Very real. This is what happens when I'm in here talking to myself. Okay, there we go. Hey, hello. Hi, Debbie. How are you? Happy Sunday crafternoon. Okay, we're going to go ahead and redo the butterflies. Okay. Thanks, Evelyn, for answering that. I appreciate you. You know that. Okay. All right. Let's try this again. Then I'll give you the measurements for the rest of everything here. Because it's a cool card, cool card sketch. Say that 10 times fast. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Whew. My goodness. Okay. Let's bring back our other stuff. So this is a great way to use up your scraps. I like to do a lot of these cards by using up scraps, right? And the neat thing is too, if you're making a lot of cards, needing to make a large quantity, this helps to stretch out your designer series paper quite a bit. And using different patterns as well, which again, I love to mix and match, and this paper is perfect for that. So what I've done is I've layered these strips, and I'm also using crumb cake along with some basic white. So first of all, this basic white piece is 5 1/4 by 4. I'm going to go ahead and layer it onto the card front. Whoops. Am I shaking the camera? If I am, I apologize. I feel like I'm shaking the entire table. And then I've cut 3 pieces of, whoops, of crumb cake cardstock And this is measured at, let's see here, looking, oh, is it on the back? It is. I'm like, how come these measurements aren't jiving? Okay. The crumb cake is cut at 1 3/8 by 3 5/8. 1 3/8 by 3 5/8. So I'm going to work with these first before we just stick them on here. And then the 3 pieces of designer series paper. I'm going to show you the backs of these as well so you can see. They're not as exciting, right? I like this side better. They are cut at 1 1/4 by 3 1/2 for each. So we're just going to show just a teeny bit of the crumb cake peeking out around each of these pieces of designer series paper. I'm going to go ahead. I'm using liquid glue with this for sure because it gives me a little wiggle room. I guess you want to call it that. Just in case I need to scoot it around a little. The same with this piece here. If you've just jumped on and wondered why I have butterflies on my hand, I had too many and I needed to do something with them. Actually, it's a nice touch, isn't it? I should wear them all day. It's my temporary tattoo. That's what it is. Okay, let's see here. Go ahead and hopefully that is centered. Looks good. Okay, then what I like to do before I just go ahead and just start gluing, I like to kind of arrange them so I can eyeball them being kind of centered-ish on my card. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't measure, which I guess can be kind of scary. But, you know, I like to live on the edge. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm going to stick this little guy right here. The other thing I like to do is I like to work from the edges and work in. I don't know, how do you guys do it? Or do you go from the middle and work outward? Let's see. There we go. Then that helps me to eyeball the one in the middle. Just like so. And then my sentiment, I believe I put it on, yep, with dimensionals. Ooh, I got liquid glue on my thumb. Sticky. Okay. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the crust, as I call it. In fact, I'm going to use this. So you're like, what are you talking about? The crust, you know. Let's see, cut about there-ish. I know it seems like a big waste, but it's easy. Oh no, what happened? It like, oh, there we go. Okay. I was like, ah! It didn't peel off right. Anyway, so that's the crust. There we go. Easy peasy. And I'm going to put it right about there. And then for the butterflies, bring in our regular sized dimensionals. Whoops. And there we go. All right. And I think we'll put the larger up here, one over here, and one over here. That looks good. And then we have our bow. Hey, Sue. Hello. Happy Sunday crafternoon. It was good to see you yesterday. Let's see here. I need a glue dot. And I'm going to grab my take your pick. Oops. Well, that's not going to help. We'll switcheroo it. I need the pokey side. Okay. Grab that. Put it right about there. Oops. Oh my gosh. No, I don't want you to stick to my finger. Okay, there we go. And again, let's bring back, let's see what we can do with the pokey side. I'm going to give them big blings. Whoops, come back here. And that's going to look really blingy on that little baby butterfly, but that's okay. And there we go. Okay. And this was card number 4. Nancy, it did. It was busy yesterday. In fact, I feel like I have, what did I call it earlier? I have post-BOGO hangover. It was very, very successful. I was so happy because so many took home gently used or never used products and have given them a very good home, so they won't go unloved, which I loved. It was a really good event. Thanks for asking. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but I've been exhausted since. I don't know what my deal is, but yeah, it was a good time. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I hope that this is giving you a little bit of inspiration, either with just the layout itself or a new way to use the, what is this called again? Everyday Essentials Designer Series paper and the All Aflutter bundle, which I'm loving. Like I said, I love punches. Punches rock my world because they're so super easy to use, especially when you have those little tips and tricks, right? But I hope that you'll be here next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'll be back with some fun things. Like I said, I think we're going to try to work with the vellum, which is the product of the month for May, and see what I can come up with. So, thank you. Thanks again, you guys. Have a great week, and I will see you next Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern for Sunday Crafternoon with Dawn. Bye-bye.